Hello friends, welcome to Selenium WebDriver Training Session 25. This is Haradhan once again as usual. Today I will discuss the importance of sleep, page load timeout and set skip timeout methods available in Selenium WebDriver and Java. Thank you all for watching my videos. In case you are enjoying my videos and learning automation testing and Java, please like and share my videos. Do not forget to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon so that you will get notification as and when I will upload any new videos. Do not forget to provide your valuable comment for any input or suggestion. Stay tuned for my next video. What is wait? Wait is the process of matching the speed of action and reaction. You know every action has equal and opposite reaction, right? So whenever you are performing some actions, obviously there will be some reactions. So here in the Selenium WebDriver, you are performing some actions, whereas the web application shows the reaction. As like using the Selenium WebDriver, we are trying to automate the web application only. So with the help of Selenium commands, we are performing some action, whereas like web application is showing some reaction. So whenever you are opening any web page, right, you already seen that, it takes some time to load the full page or to load a object. So that is called synchronizations. Okay, for any kind of web page. Okay, until the page is fully synchronized. So in case you are writing a code for to identify element and like to click some operation on that, until the page is fully loaded or the object is fully loaded, your operation will be failed, right? To handle this thing, we use some important methods so that our object identification, element identification will not fail, right? We can use sleep, we can use page load timeout, we can use set skip timeout, implicit wait, explicit wait, or WebDriver wait, and fluent wait. So in my previous video I already covered implicit wait, explicit wait, and fluent wait. So I am not covering these three. Instead of that, I will cover the remaining three for synchronization using Selenium WebDriver for any web page: the sleep, page load timeout, and the set scripts timeout. So whenever we are using the sleep, we need to use Thread.Sleep. So thread is a class in Java, whereas sleep is a static method present in the thread class. It makes Selenium WebDriver to sleep for the specified time, and user can specify the time, right? So whenever we are using Thread.Sleep, we need to give some time. So it is user dependent, right? User can give any kind of time, so that particular time, that page will wait, right? That particular operation will wait. In case user enters Thread.Sleep 20 in a code, then Selenium WebDriver wait for 20 milliseconds. So whatever you are giving here under the bracket Thread.Sleep, it will be in millisecond format, right? Sleep method take the argument in millisecond as the input. In case user wants to make the Selenium to sleep for suppose 20 seconds or 30 seconds, then user need to mention like that: Thread.Sleep for 20 seconds, 20,000 seconds or millisecond, or similarly 30 seconds, 30,000 millisecond. You need to give it because it counts all the millisecond parts, right? Sleep method will not worry about whether the element is present or not. It just sleeps till the mentioned time. This is the reason it is called as static wait, dead wait, or blind wait. So this is the syntax: thread.sleep, and you need to give the millisecond in the long format, right? Suppose 1 minute, right? So it will be 1 lakh millisecond. As you have practical web application, in that user is having suppose more than 5 page or 25 operation throughout the 5 page. So in case user use Thread.Sleep 5 seconds for 25 times, right? So user need to wait 25 into 5, 125 seconds, which is around 2 minutes. So the dead time is more, and hence no one prefers to wait. So whenever you are working for the framework, you should not waste the Thread.Sleep. So when Thread.Sleep is used, whenever you want to debug something, or you want to just start something, so that you want to verify whether all the operation is correctly doing or not, so you can give some wait time, right? Suppose 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 3 seconds, so that you can verify whether that particular element is getting clicked or something is getting entered, and you can also verify the value entered. Otherwise, in case you are not giving the Thread.Sleep, so you will not even, execution will be too fast and you will not able to see every step. So that is the reason for the starter, or whenever you want to debug something, so you can give some Thread.Sleep. But in the framework, it is not recommended to use the Thread.Sleep. When using Thread.Sleep, user have to mention wait time in advance, but there is no guarantee that the element will be displayed in the specified wait time. Hence, there may be case when it takes maybe more than that the specified time to load the page, and again the user script will fail. Suppose sometime particular page can take 30 seconds, right? But you already given Thread.Sleep as 20,000 millisecond or 20 second. So obviously it will wait 20 seconds, but obviously at the page is not fully loaded, it is taking 30 seconds, so your script will fail, right? So Thread.Sleep will, I mean, it is an advanced kind of wait time, but it will not guarantee that element will be displayed or the page will be loaded or fully time, right? So I will show here the example how we can use the Thread.Sleep. So here I have already created a class timeout synchronization under the right project Selenium training and package training. Okay. So I am setting the first property for the Chrome browsers, and I am launching the Chrome browser. Chrome driver. I am launching the Chrome browser with the help of WebDriver interface and with the help of Chrome driver class. Right. So I am creating an instance of object driver. Then I am maximizing the driver. I am passing the URL for Facebook. Okay. Now, suppose if you want to automate particular page, right? Okay. Suppose after the page is loaded, I want to give something in the email field and I password field. After that, I want to click on the login button. Okay. So I need to inspect the element first. You need to press F12 button from the keyboard. After that, you can inspect the element and you can move the inspect icon to the email ID. So email is ID is email. So I can identify the element through the ID. Okay. So here I need to identify the first driver dot find element by dot ID, where I am giving the ID as email, right? This is a text field. I want to use as some value using the send keys, right? Dot send keys. Suppose I am giving as test123 at the rate test.com. Okay. Here you need to give double quote into it. Okay. Then I am also want to give some password. So password name or ID is pass. So I can also identify the same thing with the help of ID. So I am simply copy the same code. Here I am just changing it to pass because ID is pass for the password field, and I am giving some password as suppose test 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? I am giving the password. After the password is provided, I want to click on the forgotten account link instead of clicking on the login button. Okay, because I am giving the incorrect password, so I want to click on the forgotten link. So you can see it is a text, right? Text is coming, so I can use the link text, right? So I will identify the element through link text. Driver dot find element dot by dot link text. You need to give the link text, and it is a link. You need to perform the click operation, right? Okay. Now let's run the code and let's see whether my Facebook page is opening and entering the data in the email field, password field. After that, it is clicking on the forgotten account link, right? But the thing is that execution will be too fast and you will not able to validate whether that particular two field some data is getting entered, right? In the user ID or password field, right? Email or password field. Okay. And you can see immediately it is getting happen. So maybe sometime it is, you can miss that whether the thing is working fine or not, right? That is the reason, if you here after entering this thing, if you wait for some time, you can wait it with the help of so get.sleep class, sleep get class and sleep, right, method available in Java. So here you can give some argument, suppose 5 seconds, that is 5000 milliseconds. So whenever you are working with the sleeps, you need to either add some throw declarations or you need to surround with try catch block. Okay, so I will not surround with try catch block, instead of I will surround with so that it will wait multiple times. So no need to, right, you just simply give exceptions. So if you wait for the other step also, so it will wait every step, it will wait for 5 seconds. After that, clicking on the all also, it will wait for 5 seconds. After that, you can close the thing, right? You can close it. Driver dot close. You can close the browser. So quit, right? You can do anything because it is opening any browsers. Also here, if you want to give some output in the console, you can give it, right? Okay, so I'm giving the output as thread sleep method, sleep method verification. Okay, so that is the thing I am giving. So here output it is giving, right? That output it will give, right? So I am opening the Facebook page. After that, I am entering the value in the email field, which is test123. After that, it will wait for 5 seconds, right? And again it will identify the password field, and here it will give the keys. After that, it will wait for 5 seconds. After that, it will click for the forgotten account link, and it will wait for 5 seconds, then it will close. So that each and every steps you can visualize, right? So that is the reasons we can use thread.sleep. Suppose in case sometime your script is failed, you can easily identify with the help of thread.sleep whether your particular object identification is done or not. So that is the reason. But in the real time, it should not be used for thread.sleep because every time it will wait 5 seconds. So it will obviously it will delay your execution speed, right? So to execute the speed, suppose it is takes 15 seconds and another 15 seconds it will wait. So it will take 30 seconds total time, right? So each and every step, if you give some threads or sleep, and if you give some millisecond or second, so it will wait for the particular time. So obviously it will increase the test execution overall speed. So actually in framework we generally do not use it, but for whenever anyone starting with a new thing or maybe some debugging stuff, so we can use the thread.sleep. So let's learn the code and let's see whether it is opening launching the Chrome browsers, it is maximizing the window, it is passing the Facebook URL. After that, it is getting fully loaded. So it is entering the test123 at the test123 in the right email field. After that, it will wait for 5 seconds. Then again, right, you can see it will give you test. After loaded page loaded fully, it will give you, right, it is giving in the email field. After that, it will wait for 5 seconds, then it will give the password field value, right? Then it will again wait for 5 seconds, then it will click on the forgotten account link. Okay, you can see it's waiting for 5 seconds, right? And once the page is fully loaded, it will again wait for 5 seconds, then it will quit the browser or close the browser, right? Right, you can see. So every time it will wait for the 5 seconds, and the output is also what giving, right? Sleep method verification, whatever already given, right? So that is the advantage of using the thread.sleep, because in Selenium framework there is no thread class available. Thread class is already available in Java, and sleep is a static method available in the thread class. Okay, so you need to give some millisecond format, right? But it will not guarantee you, but it is a kind of advanced timeout you are giving, but it will not guarantee that element will be displayed in the specified wait time, right? Sometimes it can also fails, right? Suppose if your element, we have already given 5 seconds, but if your element is visible in 10-15 seconds, so obviously your script will fail. Okay, now I'll show you what is the importance of page load timeout. So page load timeout in Selenium WebDriver request or set the time limit for a page to load. In case page is not loaded within the given time frame, Selenium throws the timeout exception. Okay, user can set page load timeout using the page load timeout method present in the browsers, right? Whenever you are working on any browser, Firefox browser classes, Firefox driver, Chrome driver, iDriver, so in the browser classes it is already available. So that is the syntax: driver.manage your timeouts dot page load timeouts. You need to give the seconds and time unit dot second, right? Okay, so page load timeout will wait for the page fully loaded. Maximum time if you are giving the 30 seconds, so in case page is not fully loaded by 30 seconds, after that it will throw you the timeout exception error. But it is in case it is loaded before 30 seconds, so obviously it will be load and it will execute the next step. Okay, so page load timeout will giving the maximum timeout, so that particular browser will wait for the time to load page fully. So it is about the full page, it's not for a particular object element. Okay, so here suppose let's comment it out the code. we want to wait for maximum 30 seconds, or in case before it is page loaded is fine, otherwise it will wait for maximum 30 seconds, which is the page load timeout. So syntax is driver.manage dot timeouts, right? Here, after that you need to give the, right, you need to call the method, right, page load timeout, right? You can see implicit wait. So in the timeouts, page load timeout, setScript timeout, implicit wait is there. So implicit wait already covered in my previous session. So here right now I am showing the page load timeout. So here argument 1, you need to give the some seconds, right? So maximum 30 seconds, and here it will be time unit dot, you can give anything, right? Days, hours, milliseconds, second. Obviously, it is preferable to use seconds, right? So here, whatever unit you are preparing, you need to give the value, so that unit will be considered, right? So it will wait for 30 seconds after the page is open. So it will wait 30 seconds to load page fully. After that, it will close the browsers. And here is the output. If I want to give something, we can give it. So I am giving that page load timeout method verification. So output it will be giving, right? Okay. So I am maximum, after launching the browser, I am maximizing it. I am passing the URL and I am waiting for 30 seconds so that to load the page fully. Okay. In case within the 30 second page is not getting loaded fully, it will throw the timeout exception error. Or in case it is load before that, so it will close the browser immediately. It will not wait for 30 minutes a second. It is a maximum wait time the page will, right, wait to load fully. Okay, so if you run the code, let's see. So it will launch the browser, it will maximize the browser, it will pass the URL for the Facebook, and it will try to load page fully. It will wait maximum for 30 seconds. In case it is loading before 30 seconds, so it will closing the browser. Otherwise, it will wait for 30 seconds. In case it is still not loading 30 seconds, so it will give timeout exception, right? Here it is loaded before 30 seconds, so that is the reason it is not waiting for 30 seconds. Suppose in case it is loaded by 5 seconds, so it will close the browser after 5 seconds only. In the output, you can see page load timeout method verification is coming, right? So that's why we can use the page load timeout methods available in the specific to driver browser class. So in case obviously Chrome, so it is available in the Chrome driver. In case Chrome driver browser class, Firefox driver, iBrowser. Okay. Then the next thing I will discuss here is the setScript timeout. So the setScript timeout sets the time limit for the asynchronous script to finish execution. Okay. So in case the process is not completed before the time, Selenium WebDriver throws timeout exception. Okay. So it is also for the to loading the asynchronous objects or script in any web page. So we can use the setScript timeout where we can provide some time units, right? The setScript timeout method affects only JavaScript code executed with execute asynchronous script. So there is two methods available in the JavaScript executor, right? One is the execute script and one is the execute asynchronous script. So only setScript timeouts methods only applicable to the execute asynchronous script method, okay, and nothing else. In particular, execute script is not affected by it. Okay, the default timeout for setScript timeout method is 0. In case you are not setting anything and you are using it, default will be 0. So in case user does not set anything, then execute asynchronous skip method may fail because the JavaScript code may take more than 0 seconds, right? Obviously, it will take more than 0 seconds. So to avoid unnecessary failure, user need to set the setScript timeout. So this is the syntax: driver.manage.timeout setScript timeout. Same similar way format. Time unit second. You need to give the second or minutes or hours or millisecond. Then you need to use the JavaScript executor, right? Interface, we need to create an object and we need to typecast the drivers, because at this interface we cannot directly create an object. So typecasting driver, we can create an object. So we are declaring some variable, so where it is taking the current time. After that, so with the help of JavaScript object, we are using execute asynchronous script method, and where we are passing some argument, so it will wait for 5 seconds. After that we want to get the difference between the previous start time and the current time, right? So it will give you the time with the help of, so it will maximum, in case you are giving the, so it will wait for the maximum timeout to load it the asynchronous, right, script, execute asynchronous script. Okay, so here I am opening the browsers, right? After that I am using the setScriptTimeout, divert.manage dot timeout. If you press dot, you can see divert.manage.timeout page load timeout, right? You can see it's coming. Here you need to give some first the time unit dot second, unit dot seconds, day or anything, you can give it seconds, and you need to give the argument based on the time unit you are selecting, right? Suppose I can give maximum 30 seconds or maybe 25 seconds, I can give it, right? Then you need to use the JavaScript executor, right, interface. So syntax is Java script is small, because Java is case sensitive. So in case you are giving smaller upper or lower case, so it will give you error. Executor, you will be cap executor. As it is interface, you can't directly create an object, right? You need to typecast the driver. Equal to driver is the WebDriver reference. You need to typecast it. So here some error message is coming. You need to import JavaScript executor interface from the org.openqa.selenium packages, right? So you can give some, declare some variable long execution underscore start underscore time, which will be system dot current time in millis, right? After that, with the help of object whatever you created for the JavaScript executor, you can use it, and after that you can use execute asynchronous script, right? Not the execute script, it is only for synchronized. So whenever it is asynchronous script, we can use the page load timeout, right? It is not applicable for normal execute script. Execute asynchronous script, it will be applicable. So execute asynchronous script, here you need to give the argument. Okay, suppose I am giving the argument as window dot set time. Here I am giving the time arguments, and here you need to give argument dot length, then -1, and you need to close with the bracket. Here argument 2 you need to give it. Suppose I want to wait for suppose 10 seconds, so 10,000, right? And after that comma colon, need to close with the Windows part, right? Then it will work. Okay, now you can get the difference between the this start time and end time, right? Here, so I want to get the difference between this time, right? So first here you need to, after it will waiting for 10 seconds, you need to get the current time, right? System dot current, get current milliseconds, and you want to minus it, that parameter, right? Whatever you already declared here. So it will give you the difference between time. So here it will wait for 10 seconds, and here it is starting the time, right? And after that it will wait for 10 seconds. So it can take more than 10 seconds, because obviously to execute that script it will take some millisecond, right? maybe 10-20 milliseconds will take. So it will give you the difference between that start and that particular after waiting for 10 seconds. After that it will quit the browser. Okay, so that's why you can use the page load timeout. It will be only applicable for, right, execute asynchronous script, not for execute script. Okay, here you need to use the JavaScript executor interface, and you need to create an object instance with typecasting the drivers, so you can get the start time, and after that you can wait for some time so that you can get the difference between that time and start time, right? So it will give you, okay, 10,000 and some millisecond, because it is waiting for 10 second. Obviously it will give you 10,000 millisecond, and also if you execute the step, some second it will take, 10, 20, 30, 50 like that. So it will give you 10,000 maybe and some other millisecond part. So if you run the script, it will launch the Facebook page fully. After that it will perform that operations. It will quit the browser. Here some problem is coming, I need to fix the part. So here I have given that our JavaScript argument is not defined, right? So here I need to give as arguments, not the argument. Okay. So if we give it, I think it will work. Argument dot length -1, and I am giving 10,000. Let's run it again. Let's see whether it is running fine or not. Because it is arguments, not the argument. It will launch the Chrome browsers. It will load the Facebook page. Once the page is fully loaded, it will quit the browsers, and obviously it will give you the output difference between the start time and the end time, right? So obviously it is waiting for 10 seconds. Okay, again it is failing. I need to check whether why it is failing. Okay, JavaScript executor window.setTime is not a functions. Okay, so here it is a set time I have used. So set time is not a function, it will be set timeout. Okay, if you modify it, so that's why whatever you are coding, right, so it will give you the error message properly. So you can, with the help of error message, you can debug your script. So you no need to worry about this thing. Whenever you are trying to do something, you can write the script, but it will give you some error based on the error message is coming, right? You can correct your script, right? You can see right now JavaScript error window.setTime is not a function, right? Obviously set time is not a function because set timeout, right? You can see here it is set timeout. Here also it is not the page load timeout, it will be dot set script timeout. That is the reason also it is getting failed. Set script timeout we are using, right, not the page load timeout. And we need to give the time unit dot seconds, because we are right now we are showing the functionality of set script timeout methods. So you need to use the set script timeout. Okay, you can see otherwise it is throwing some error. Obviously you need to use the correct method, and here also correct method, right? Windows.set timeout and set skip timeout. Right now if you run the program, it will launch the Chrome browsers. It will try to load the Facebook page fully. After that it will perform the operation. It will close the browser, and it will give you the output difference between the start time and as it will wait for 10 seconds. Obviously it will wait for 10 seconds once the page is fully loaded, and after that it will close it, right? Yeah, right now it's working fine, right? You can see it is, after the page is fully loaded, it is waiting for times 10 seconds, right? And we are giving the argument is 10 seconds, and after that it is quitting the browser, and you can see output is coming, right? 10,118. So to execute that particular script, it is taking 118 milliseconds. That is the reason difference between that start time and that time is showing as 10,101 milliseconds. So it will depend on the browser. Sometimes it can take 200 milliseconds also. So it will give you the difference is like 10,200, right? Okay. So that's why you can use these three important methods. One is I already showed you, Thread.Sleep. The next is like pageLoadTimeout to load a page fully and wait for the maximum timeout, and other is like setScriptTimeout, right, where it will wait. You are giving the time limit, setting the time limit for the asynchronous script to finish, not for the synchronization script, right? And you need to use the setScriptTimeout methods, which only affect the JavaScript code executed with execute asynchronous script and nothing else. Okay, so that's all for today's session. Thank you.